All right, so we're going to talk today about our biggest fears. Our biggest fears. Sean, you have a biggest fear?
Death.
Just death?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's
that qualifies.
That's the best answer. What are you afraid about dying?
Oh, I said debt. I'd
Oh,
way rather
debt?
be in debt for the rest of my life.
Debt is a bigger fear than death?
Absolutely. That's part of
debt.
it, man. It's coming whether you
Are you in debt?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You are?
I got a mortgage.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, but
that's good debt.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
not
clear
bad
out
debt.
from under everything else, yeah. Took a bit.
Mortgage doesn't count as debt. That's good debt. Yeah. So you're afraid of debt, huh? So what's your worst case scenario?
Medical debt. I get hurt in the garden, spear myself with a shovel or a pickaxe or something.
Medical bills just ruining
Got
everything
like
you
$2
built.
million of yeah.
That's America.
I was gonna say our European
That's
viewers
America.
don't know what we're talking about.
Getting cancer, losing your house, trying to keep your loved ones alive. That's America. That's America. Choosing between your child potentially living and being homeless in New York.
That's America.
That's America. Your mom is 75 years old. She doesn't have that many good years left. That's America. That's America. Let her die of cancer. Let her die of cancer today.
That's America to me.
$80,000 or losing my own pinky finger.
America.
That's
File for
America.
bankruptcy.
Dying of diabetes or just affording to have lunch.
File for bankruptcy.
File for bankruptcy. Yeah. Oh, that's a good fear, Sean, because it's actually just very possible.
That was a good one.
Absolutely. If not that, probably snakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a lot.
You ever had a bad encounter with the snake?
Yeah, I actually did. Almost stepped on one going out the backyard. I got copperheads.
Did you freak the fuck out?
It was a little one, but yeah, for a minute, I was, woohoo! Gave one of those.
The little ones are more dangerous.
Right, because they can't control themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But probably not poisonous.
Very poisonous.
Copperheads
Yeah.
are poisonous.
You almost stepped on a poisonous snake?
Yeah.
Oh.
What
Yeah.
kind?
I just told you a copperhead.
Oh, it was actually a copperhead?
Yeah.
I thought you were just saying it. Nobody said copperhead.
We all
Pretty sure I did, yeah.
You almost stepped on a copperhead?
Yeah.
Those are native out there?
Yeah. Springtime, they're waking up right about now.
Oh,
so I gotta
fuck that.
Get my head
dude.
on a swivel.
Copperhead bite. What happens if you get hit by a copperhead? Copperheads have hemotoxic venom, which means that a copperhead bite often results in temporary tissue damage in the immediate area of a bite. The bite may be painful, but it's very rarely fatal. Children and elderly, on the other hand, just fucking die from it, apparently. And people with compromised immune systems. Yo, Hell no.
And like we said, the young ones, they don't know how to regulate how much venom they get. So an adult one, you get bit, like you said, it'll be very painful, but not necessarily fatal. But a baby one, they'll just dump their entire
wow.
load of venom into you, and it's gonna really fuck you up.
You gonna dump your load on me, Dan?
That's right. With my snake.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me. This is a beautiful world over here. Yeah, that is scary. If I had copperheads in the garden, no. I found a bunch of black widows in our backyard when we moved
Right.
in. That I didn't like. But I don't think black widows really bite people. I mean, that's gotta
They
be
do,
really
but
rare.
they're not gonna go out of their way to.
You have to
They're
like be fucking with them.
Yeah,
something stupid.
If you accidentally walk into their web or something.
But they're
piss them off.
terrifying. I mean, they look so scary.
They're scary.
Yeah, they look
And
creepy.
They're like jet black with a red hourglass in the stomach. It's
Yeah.
scary.
Have you visited Blocked?
I have on the show. Yeah. Have you?
No.
Never?
Well, on the show.
So funny. So that's actually, thank you for sharing, Sean.
Well, that segues into mine because
Just keep it on Sean. Keep it on. I'm enjoying that shot. Thanks, bro. Yeah, no, it's just I'm like seeing you. We miss you. Play the whole thing, Zach. Let it ride.
Okay.
Oh, you just have it. You have it reduced.
he just has a few.
Okay, who wants to go next? How about young Ian? But besides being called to speak on Kanye, what is your biggest fear?
That's up there. I mean, spiders is up there, but I know that's kind of boring. But I have a lot of spider nightmares, and so
Really?
yeah, a lot.
Huh.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a big one, and that kind of leads into my other like real day-to-day fear, which is like doing something that hurts myself when I'm asleep. Really.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Still kind of a ongoing thing now and again. It's not as bad as it was, but it's still there.
So for those of you who are unaware of the Ian lore, he has like really bad sleepwalking issues to the point where you had to you get like tied down to the bed, right?
We were able to remove the straps from the equation.
So you had
Gotten
to do
better.
it for a period of time.
Yeah. I was tied down for a few months.
That's
But
crazy.
it kind of went away. But my new thing that I've been doing is I get up and I spit.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Do you know
Yeah.
what you're
So
dreaming
weird.
when you're spitting?
I have dreams where I feel like there are like nails or thumbtacks in my
Oh my
throat.
God.
Oh,
or something.
goodness.
And so I will get up and I'll go like trying to get it
Oh.
out.
Oh my God.
And then Sam will wake up and see me over there just going like,
Oh, gosh.
yeah.
Sam, can you come comment on this? You're the most qualified
I
to
feel
talk
like you
on Ian's.
could write like a great horror movie or something.
Yeah.
Well, there was one really. I remember you really injured yourself kicking the wall or something because you were
Punching
trying
the
to
wall.
defend Sam, right?
Yeah. That was definitely a really bad time. But it's
Nice
never
hoodie,
gotten
Sam.
close to that again.
Damn, Sam, who made that hoodie? That thing's fire, bro. Show that off. Damn. Let's go right now. Oh, is that Teddy Fresh?
Hot.
Oh, by the way, tell what Elton John's team said.
Oh. Okay. I want to read it.
Yeah, read it.
But
But in the meantime, Sam, how's Ian been doing with the sleeping situation?
This man's spitting.
Bitten?
So
It's
the other day with the trash can.
oh yeah. The other day I woke up and there's like a little trash can in our bedroom, and he was just like digging through it.
Oh
And I don't know like what he was looking for. He was digging through it and then he just spit in it. But he spits on the floor more than he spits in the trash can. I just wish you could make it to like the trash
So
can.
it's just like talking
That's my
loogies,
request.
Like
Yeah.
Is it big like mucusy ones or is it just spit?
I've never noticed it to be like mucusy. It's just like an alpaca. Like just like spit.
Well, yeah, it's I guess so. Your fear is that you'll hurt you or someone else, and that is very scary because like you get, I mean, like you really hurt yourself. You almost jumped out of a window once, so it's scary. Have you ever been scared by him, Sam, or you think he's fine?
Not recently. I mean, I take the spitting and everything else over the punching a hole in the wall.
Right.
And we've evolved past that point, which is great. But yeah, it's definitely not as bad as it used to be. But I used to
That's
be.
good.
That time where he punched a hole in the wall, I told him, like, don't feel bad about this. But that was one of the scariest moments
oh
ever.
my God.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So scary.
So was he like in a rage when it happened, or
He was just, I think he
Quiet.
was having a nightmare. He was having a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so were you woken
You
up
were
when he
like
punched-
trying to protect Sam, no? Or was that?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining.
I was having like it's like that scene from Star Wars where they're getting compacted in the
Oh,
thing.
shit.
That's what I was dreaming. And Sam was screaming at me to stop, but that was in my dream.
She was
and I
screaming,
thought
"Help."
she was screaming like, we're gonna die. The walls are gonna like smash us.
Oh, she was saying stop to the wall.
in my dream, that's what I thought.
Kind of sweet, Sam. He was
Yeah.
it was all for you, eh?
It was very sweet. It was also the first week I moved out here.
God. What do you think part of the reason
my
why it
God.
was so bad, Ian, was because you were just kind of stressed about wanting to put on a good impression and be a good boyfriend?
I mean, there was a lot going on. I was moving, we were apartment hunting.
Yeah.
I did this to the wall. I don't know if this will get our account banned, but this was at an Airbnb,
Oh, wow.
and we patched it up. You know.
Oh, you just patched it up?
Yeah.
I never told the person about it.
Well, who cares then? Good as
He
new.
fixed it.
Yeah,
mean,
at least you
that'd be
fixed it.
If you could punch through it, it's not like it's whatever it is you did to it is fine, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that, huh? And Sam, did you ever think about leaving at all during when he punched a hole in the wall during your first week here?
No, but I was like, if this happens again,
You're like, what did I get into?
yeah.
Holy crap.
It was literally like I had been there for maybe 7 days.
Wow.
Oh
And
my
I was
goodness.
like, oh shit.
I remember right after it happened because Sam, my foot was broken, and I was just covered in blood on my arm.
Oh my God.
And Sam went to the bathroom, she was like shell shocked. And I remember sitting on the bed, and it was like that meme of the guy pointing at himself,
Oh,
you know, like your own enemy. And I was sitting there going like, what have I done? What have I done? I had like a Bruce
you're
Banner.
like, I mean, you're Tyler Durden, but not
Yeah.
as like interesting. You just fight the wall.
Yeah.
I was actually like screaming at him, trying to wake him up because I had never seen someone sleepwalk like that. I thought he was awake and just freaking out. And the neighbors actually like called the cops
Oh shit!
because they were freaking out. Like there was a
My God.
domestic dispute or something.
Because you were screaming, he's punching.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But now I just spit.
That's a lot better.
big
I mean,
improvement.
that's a lot better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys worked it out. You know,
Yeah.
but
You
that's
guys
a
made it
legitimate
through
fear.
something like that. That's true love, I think.
Well, now you get it. You know, now you get it. That's a good one, Ian. I mean, that's scary. I'm glad you're doing better.
Thank you.
So, what was Kanye been up to this week, though? Been up to a lot.
I'm going to have a sleepwalking episode where I'm trying to run from you asking me a question.
Come back, Ian. We didn't talk about Kanye. Ian, come back. Hold on. Do you have a jar?
Oh,
Bro.
God.
How much do you think I could sell my farts for?
God.
Not 1,000.
What if I put a butt pube in it? She puts a hair, I put a butt pube. Valuable. You know? Guaranteed to smell bad, too, unlike those girls.
I don't know. That one girl was eating fucking hard-boiled
Yeah, hers
eggs
probably
and
stunk like real
beans
bad.
and yogurt.
Gave herself a heart attack.
Yes.
Okay, so you ready?
Very good. Oh, yeah, what do you got, Hila? This is from Elton John.
So from Elton John's team, they were really happy with how it all went and everything, and they said they called the collection the best Elton John merchandise ever.
Wow.
Great work, team TF.
That's awesome.
That is really awesome.
That's dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's really nice. Elton, if you want to come on the show, door's open. Sir Elton.
Yeah.
The
Give him
goat.
the proper title.
Sir Elton John, I love you. Please come on the show. I'll even sign a fart jar for you.
God.
So, who wants to go up next? Let's see. Let's go with Zachary.
Okay. Pretty simple, I guess, but probably a deeper meaning as to why I'm scared of it. Birds.
Yep.
So that explains why you were freaking out over the geese.
Well, it's not like I was freaking out over the geese. I was freaking out over their shit.
No, but you had like an irrational hatred for geese, bro.
I think it's just like all birds in general.
Okay, that's interesting. So what happened with birds?
I don't know, but when I was younger, like between 4 through 8, I was in occupational therapy, because
What does that mean?
my motor skills really weren't like advancing with my age.
When you say motor skills, does that mean like talking, walking?
Yeah, like
whole thing.
I couldn't like grab a ball properly. I couldn't.
That's interesting because you're such a talented guitar player.
Right.
It takes so much manual dexterity. It's
Yeah.
interesting that you were underdeveloped with that.
Yeah, so maybe that helped it. I don't know, but I was in occupational therapy, and I worked with this woman for many years, and she became family, and she helped me try and get over my fears and do things, and one of them was birds. But we tried going to a bird park, bird sanctuary, and I couldn't do it. I freaked out.
Wow.
So paint the picture for me. You're at a bird sanctuary.
Yeah.
Is it one of these things where it's like a big open air cage? and you
Yeah.
walk in? Okay,
Yeah.
so how far into the sanctuary did you get, or did you not?
I couldn't go through the door. Like
Couldn't go through the door. Did you start crying and freaking out?
Yeah, I like.
Did you run away?
Yeah. It was awful, and I can't even go to like the farmers market, like the Grove, with all the pigeons and shit. I can't do it. I just
Really? What about seagulls?
if I'm away from them at the beach, then that's fine. But like if they're coming up to me with like food when you're on the beach, I'm like, nah, gotta go. Sorry.
And what's the scariest bird in your opinion?
A fucking crow or pigeon. Like I know the pigeon is really not that intimidating if you look at it in retrospect, but I just hate the fluttering, and like my worst nightmare is having like a bird on my head.
Really?
It's not so much it pecking at me, it's just like fluttering and shit.
What is it about the birds that are you repulsed? Are you scared?
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
So would you not go into a house with someone who has like a bird?
Oh fuck no! I can't even go in that department at Petco.
Even if they're
Oh,
caged?
Nope, can't do it.
Wow.
What if they're taxidermied?
Still freaks me out. Something about the feathers. I don't know what it is.
What about atypical birds like penguins or ostriches that like aren't like they're
Flamingo.
birds, but they're like a flamingo, exactly.
No, those don't bug me.
Okay.
Those don't bug me.
So it's gotta
Ostrich,
have like the
maybe.
standard
Like the
form factor
typical
of
A
a bird.
flying bird. A flying bird.
Right, like yeah, exactly.
Flamingos don't bother you?
No, I actually really enjoy flamingos.
You also gave
They fly.
the duck a green light too.
Yeah, ducks are fine.
What?
Yeah.
Those are birds.
Right, but those
But
don't
they're more
fly as
majestic.
much. Yeah, like
Is it because they're more majestic?
it could be like I'd have no problem going to a duck pond, but if you take me to like Home Alone 2, like
Is it because
pigeon-
ducks keep away from you? You know they.
Yeah, it could be that.
Okay, what is it you feel when confronted with a bird situation? What do you experience?
I just fluttering, and I just don't want it on my head. And I can I please say something to the audience? Please don't fuck with me about this. Like
You have a lot of shticks, by the way.
Yeah.
You got a bird shtick. You got a cleared.
I have a lot of
water shtick.
I have superstitions and fears. It's people think I'm bullshitting, but it's the truth.
No, he's 100%
So
real. Guy.
you've had that since you were a kid, you said?
Yeah,
With the birds?
It's as far as I can remember.
So
Wow.
is the bird? Would you rather listen to a whole album of Clyde Kleinwater or go to a bird sanctuary?
You could fucking put me in a stadium with John Fogerty. I'd rather listen to that shit than being like anywhere near a bird.
Yeah, it seems like this is a more because the CCR fear is like he said, it's like a superstition. He thinks
Right.
it's like cursed and something bad will happen, which is a fear. But this seems like it's like a deep primal, like the bird's gonna fucking kill me.
Do you remember the first time you were struck by a fear of birds?
I think it was I was a little boy and we went to the farmer's market and there were pigeons and I just freaked the fuck out. Like that was
What was it about them that scared you?
I
Do you
don't
remember?
know. I don't know. I don't know what this fear is. I don't know if something happened when I was a baby or I don't know. It just freaks me out.
Have you asked your parents?
Yeah, they don't know
I don't know.
either. Yeah.
Yeah, Todd used to make you sleep in a cage with a bunch of pigeons.
That's right, exactly.
Do you feel that your phobia of beards is affecting your quality of life?
Of beards?
Of birds?
Sorry. No, because I just will go to locations where like they're really not there. Or it's definitely gotten better over the years since I was younger. Like I can just learn to ignore them, but if it's more of like if I'm really like face to face with it, then I start freaking out.
What if I gave you one single solitary bird feather? Would that freak you out?
Not so much, no. It's more of just multiple feathers, and I just don't. Something about it landing on my head.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's
bird.
so specific.
Have you seen the movie Birds?
Yeah, that doesn't really bug me.
Oh, you can
That's
watch
surprising.
them.
Yeah.
Oh. So it's really just being physically like near.
Yeah.
Because that's something we can maybe work through on this show.
Dude, I like I said, please do not.
Don't
Baby
do
steps,
that.
baby steps. No,
Sounds like
everything
you
with your
quit.
consent. Everything with your consent.
I mentioned like maybe we could do like an exposure therapy with everyone's fears, and it was a hard like no. No,
Wouldn't you
not
be
gonna
interested if we had like, let's say, let's just say hypothetically, we had a bird tamer come, and it was like tied to his arm, so it couldn't fly, he couldn't move, he couldn't go anywhere. He was just on his arm, and you could stand near him, the bird, but you would know the bird could not fly on your head. You could not fly. It could not leave the tamer's arm.
It wouldn't like touch my body or anything.
No, of course not. It couldn't leave the arm.
Just being in your presence.
Just being in your presence. Just, to try to start a feel that this is not going to go on your head.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Sounds like a no. What if the bird, like a carrier pigeon, has like the little thing? The bird has a Rolex. And if you let it land on you, the Rolex is yours.
That's definitely something to think about.
Oh, okay.
Would you let a bird go on your head for a Rolex?
Oh shit.
The greatest fear, a bird on your head.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Okay, that's interesting. Something to look forward to a little bit. A bird on the head. It's so specific.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I do have to say, I have been keeping an eye on the chat, and I've seen a decent amount of people say that they are also afraid of birds. So I think this is actually more common than maybe I thought, at least. Because when you told me, I was like, birds? But I've seen a lot of people say they're
Is it the
afraid
way
of
they
birds.
like move? Like they're all
Yeah,
like they're weird.
It's the fluttering that really.
The fluttering,
The
yeah.
flapping, the fluttering. Like Cam sometimes has a like.
Can we do a sound effects of
What
birds
is the
fluttering?
fluttering?
Can we get that, Dan, on the soundboard? The fluttering's like that.
I think I
I
might
hate
have
that.
one.
Really?
I hate that.
No, I have.
I hate
to
Eli hates the fluttering.
I hate
too.
that from cockroaches. Ugh.
Oh, well, cockroaches.
They
is
do
gross.
that too.
You can't write off all flutters in the whole world.
No, when you did that, it made me think of a cockroach.
We got to get a bird fluttering sound for Jack.
No.
Is that going to disturb you if we play bird fluttering? We won't play it. We won't play it.
Don't do it.
See, that just sounds kind of majestic.
That sounds
Okay.
Yeah, it's like rainforest sound effects, right?
Birds in the morning, chirping and wings fluttering. Videos for cats.
Like, I remember one of the most horrifying days of my life was a bird flew into our house one time, and I shit. Like, I'm like, fuck this. I ran outside, and I, like, for fucking a month straight, I thought this thing was still in there, even though I saw it with my eyes leave our house.
Right.
Freaked me out. And then when I was younger, we used to get nests up in our, like, front doorway, you know? I couldn't walk in the fucking house that way. I was so scared of it fucking coming on my head.
It's so weird, the head thing.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we might have some propositions for you in the near future. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thanks for allowing.
Birds,
Sure.
huh?
Yeah, birds.
Put that. AB, what are you afraid of?
My aunt. I had a different answer. I was going to say being robbed because I've been robbed before in my house. But last night I had a dream of my aunt, and it reminds me of like that deep hidden fear I have for her. She's like super religious and like scared the shit out of me and my cousins growing up. And like we memed it as we've gotten older, but like looking back, I feel like I still have some of that like fear in my head. Like her voice is always in my head when I do something wrong. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to hell because of her. Well, yeah, she did a number on all of us.
You told me a little bit about her, what she did. She used to tell all you guys that you would go to hell for all these. I didn't even know. I guess I'm ignorant, but I didn't know that hell was a big part of Islam, but apparently it is.
It's like the biggest part.
I didn't even
Not
know
really,
that.
but I mean, like, we can't do anything. We're get told going to hell for anything.
Yeah, Judaism is the one that's unique in that it. There is a Jewish hell, but it's not this. It's not really the same as Christian or Islamic hell.
Well, I always hear Christians talking about burn in hell, but I never see Muslims being like, "You're going to hell."
Very soon you go
Oh,
to
yeah.
hell.
I'll never forget. I was like 8 years old, and I was playing, I think, like Super Smash or something with my cousins, or whatever it was. And I said something good about my dad. I was like, "Yeah, my dad got me this," and they're like, "Oh, your dad's a man." And my aunt's in the background. She goes, "Oh yeah, your dad's great. This is her brother, by the way. Too bad he's going to hell." I'm like, "Wait, what's up?"
Oh
Where's
my
dad?
God.
She goes, yeah, your dad, both your parents. I'm like, why?
That's
Okay.
your dad's sister,
Oh, yeah, sister, yeah.
and you're like,
Wait, my parents are going to hell? Yeah, she gave me like pics when I was a kid.
Wow.
And why did she say they're going to hell?
Because they don't pray 5 times a day.
Wow, strict rules.
Yeah, well, Muslim, you're supposed to pray 5 times a day, but
Or you go to hell?
depends who you ask.
Damn.
You ask me
Oh
if
my
he's on,
God.
apparently.
Yeah, if you ask my aunt, you're definitely going. You're going for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, that's pretty disturbing for a child to hear.
Yeah.
Does she
Yeah.
know how much she fucked you up? You ever confront her on it?
Her kids kind of confront her. We kind of meme it now. Like her sons, like when they see her, they act like they see red, and they'll act like they're gonna hit her, but not really. They'll put her like in a headlock and act like they're going crazy. But she'll be laughing while they do it. But it just became this meme within our family. Like,
And who's cousin Tim's mom? That's his mom?
that's his mom.
Bingo! I put the pieces together.
Yeah, I'll never forget, because for all of like my college years, I lived with his little brother. And one time he was smoking and he was high, and all of a sudden he goes, I'm like, what? Like, what's wrong with you? He goes, man, I just realized I had a fucked up childhood. Like it all hit him when he was like 22 years old. Yeah, good times.
Wow.
Very soon you go to hell. Can we have her call in?
Oh my God.
God.
Oh no.
Can I talk to her?
Oh no.
I mean, I don't know if she would, but it'd be great content. I've always said if I had a camera in that house growing up, like with me and my cousins, there would have been no Kardashians. No, there would be no reality shows that compare to that, because that was just wild.
I would love to talk to your aunt. The Hellraiser.
We'll set it up.
Hell-
You know what? We gotta say that we need to convert you. Then maybe she'll call in.
Oh yeah, say I'm open.
Oh boy.
Say I'm a Jew, but I'm looking for a new religion. I'm looking
There
to-
used to be like these Jehovah's Witnesses that would come over every week and sit with her.
Did
And
she
it was
try to
just-
convert them?
Argue.
It was so entertaining. They were very kind and like, well, we believe this, and then she'd be like smiling before they were done talking. She'd be like, let me tell you why you're wrong. And she's like, yeah,
Tell her that I'm looking for a new religion and I want her to convert.
all right.
Oh, boy.
This is great. I want to.
I just want to tell real quick this one time, because the whole meme of being like acting like we would start to act like we were bad kids just to piss her off. So like when we were like 9 years old, 10 years old, my cousins would be like, oh yeah, we're smoking weed and doing all this shit, but we weren't really doing it. And so they would always make an entrance when we would come home. So we went to her house once. We didn't know the Jehovah's Witnesses were there sitting in the living room. And my cousin kicks open the door and he's like, we about to smoke some fucking weed up in this bitch. And the two Jehovah's Witnesses were just like,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
Good
she
time.
knew they were kidding, right?
I don't know. Oh, I mean, my aunt? Yeah, my aunt knew, but I don't know about the Jehovah's Witnesses.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Funny gang. Who cares about the Jehovah's? Fuck off. Go do a missionary somewhere else. Witness these nuts. Jehovah's Witness. Who's Jehovah? Why she need a witness?
Not sure.
Who the fuck? You know? Like that's who is Jehovah? And why should I care? The missionaries are lining up right now.
Isn't Jehovah the name of God in Latin?
I think it is after the name of God.
Yeah.
Oh, God's witness?
Yeah, like
So why they
what
call
do
it-
you say? You say Yahweh?
Yahweh, yeah.
Yo,
So is it the same?
Jehovah? Oh, it
Or-
is?
I don't know.
So they're God's witness. Why you gotta call it Jehovah? Why you gotta be like an edgelord? Just say Jesus.
Well,
Who are you to witness?
Yes, it's
no.
Jehovah's Latinization of Hebrew.
Who are you to witness God? Okay. I want to talk to a Jehovah's Witness next,
Oh boy.
and I want to talk to your aunt, and then I want to see your aunt debate a Jehovah's Witness. Very good, AB. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Dan, what do you got for us?
So when we decided we were going to talk about this, I was really thinking about it because my go-to when people ask me this is spiders. I'm definitely afraid of spiders. I grew up in an area with a lot and the kind that bite, and I used to get bites all the time. But I know that that's kind of a boring answer. Lots of people are afraid of spiders, and there isn't really much more to it. So I was really thinking about it, and then it hit me. I think the thing that has like kept me up at night the most throughout my life is like cosmological disaster scenarios,
Really?
like gamma ray bursts and shit like that. There were basically, I think what it comes down to is the sort of like cosmic horror feeling of like the universe being so incomprehensibly big and the planet being so infinitesimal, insignificant rather, in the grand scheme of things, that like just one day the planet's just going to get hit by, exploding supernova burst or something.
Just like that.
And just fry us in like seconds and we won't even know it's coming, and just extinction event essentially, or, some
But what
fabric
about
of reality rips apart. And I think what it comes down to is just the complete hopelessness of that kind of situation. Like there's literally nothing we can do. We won't even see it coming. There's no protection against it. There's no like action plan, because like other kind of disasters, even something as scary as like a nuclear war going off, that's been a topic a lot lately for obvious reasons. If you're not hit directly by the blast, you could have a fallout shelter. There's some shit that you could do. Potentially, you could grow your own food.
Humans would survive.
Somebody would survive,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then there's these things that you zoom out several layers, and there's these things that there was something just recently I learned about a new one, and I was like, great, another thing to keep me up at night, called false vacuum decay or something like that.
I haven't heard of that
Which is
one.
basically this theory. This is all way over my head. I am not a physicist, but I was watching a video about how there is a theory that essentially the base state of the universe as it is right now might not actually be the final state of it, and at any given point spontaneously it might just move into this different state, which would essentially just shatter all matter in the universe, and it would come out at the speed of light, so you wouldn't even know it was coming. It would just be like there would be no way, because speed of light is like the speed limit, so you wouldn't know.
How can the state of everything in the universe change at once?
It wouldn't be at once. It would propagate at the speed of light from
So then
some point.
we're good.
Well, we wouldn't be good.
I mean, it's not going to how's it going to reach us by the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
I mean, our star's going to blow up.
I know, and I mean, that kind of freaks me out too, but at least that's something
The
quantifiable.
star blowing up freaks you out.
But here's the thing.
It's in like 5 billion years.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
so that one doesn't freak me out that much. But that's what I'm saying. These other
You got
kind
your
of
own
things,
death to worry about.
these other kind of things we can't predict. It's completely random, and I think it's that element of randomness. It's the fact that it's completely out of your control that like gives me this like deep existential fear, keep me up at night kind of thing.
Well,
It keeps you up at night?
Not all the time, but if I start thinking about it, yeah.
well, the gamma ray burst is scary because that's like a narrow laser beam from an exploding.
Either a supernova or a neutron star
like-
collapsing or something.
And
Yeah.
so it's like a super focused laser beam that can travel like, hundreds of millions of light years across the galaxy. And it's very narrow, so it's like next to,
The odds of it hitting us are almost zero.
Yeah,
but it's
like-
not zero.
But if it does, it just wipes out
GG.
Earth.
It's GG.
It destroys our atmosphere.
Yeah.
Half the planet would burn up.
Yep.
be vaporized, and then the other half would have a really bad next couple of days.
Yeah, exactly.
But actually, what's scary, though, is that some have theorized that one of the mass extinction events on Earth could have been caused by a gamma ray burst.
Yeah, it might have happened before.
Yeah.
They're not. That's just a theory.
That's
but
a theory, though.
It's possible that that's come around once before and then basically hit the reset button on life on the planet, and it had to re-evolve from scratch, basically.
You know, you're not alone, Dan. I've had some existential crises about shit like that. You know,
What's worse, that or the birds in the living room?
Birds on your head or gamma ray burst?
give me a fucking black hole any day over a fucking bird.
Spaghettification any day. It doesn't bother me because it's like, it's whatever, bro. If we're gonna get zapped by a laser, then just who cares?
I mean,
Zap me, daddy.
ultimately, I do agree, and that is you. I mean, otherwise, I would be a nervous wreck and not able to do anything because I would just be thinking about it all the time. But every once in a while, that comes back into my thought process, and I'm like, wow.
I feel you though.
Yeah.
That is scary. The gamma ray burst thing is scary.
And again, I think it really comes down to the lack of reactivity, because even like an earthquake, a nuclear war, it'd be tough, but there's scenarios that you could like think in your head that like I'd be the one that would survive. I'd figure it out. I'd be resourceful.
Nukes are scary.
I'd improvise. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're right under the explosion, you're fucked. But like, let's say
You're more fucked if you're right outside the explosion.
or that's true too.
Well, okay. By the way, I used to be afraid of asteroids, but now you guys will be sleeping easy knowing that we have pretty much now can say for the first time in history that there are no asteroids coming to kill us. We have charted every extinction level asteroid in space in our orbit near Earth, and we can say with pretty much full certainty that we are not about to be killed by an asteroid. And that does happen. That shit is very rare, but it does happen. So
Like no asteroids in our lifetime, or
no, the foreseeable future.
Like the ones that theoretically are close enough that it could have been a problem. We've tracked most of them, and we think we're pretty good.
Ones that are big enough to wipe out Earth,
Right,
Like the
right.
one that killed the dinosaurs,
Right.
Are big enough to track. So we see them all, and we're good. They can track its trajectory over the next thousands of years or whatever.
Wow.
And it's not happening. We're Goldie.
There was one that I think passed by the Earth, I think a few months ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was an asteroid or meteor. It was
It happens a lot.
space debris or whatever.
They always clickbait it we've nearly almost died.
Yeah, I think that happens once a month.
And it passed a million miles, millions of miles. So that's good, right? I mean, that's comforting.
Yeah.
That is good. Yeah, the asteroid thing, that's a solved problem. We're good.
Ela, what's your biggest fear?
So, for example, I don't know, cockroaches, obvious.
Cockroaches, yeah.
But also, one of them was giving birth without,
That's
I forgot the word.
Epidural. Interesting.
Was one of them. for
Conquered that fear.
But I say it was because now it's not
Yep.
anymore.
That's interesting.
But then the real one, the most awful one for me, and it makes me my stomach is hurting just thinking about it, is just cancer, really. Since my dad's the experience with my dad was so traumatizing to me that I just can't just thinking about anyone,
That's
my
the
close,
real answer.
I don't even want to say it, so that's the real one that I have such a fear of, cause when you said the feeling of helplessness, that's how I felt all the time when it happened with my dad. It's
Definitely.
just you can't, there's no way to solve it, and you try everything and it just sucks. It's it's the worst
Nothing's
thing
sticking,
ever.
nothing's working. Yeah.
Yeah, that moment where they are when you go to the doctor and something's
Yeah.
wrong, and then they go, I have some bad news.
Yeah.
Dude, I was convinced you had cancer once when we moved here from Israel, and you had a
Oh
lump
yeah, I
in
have
your neck.
a lump, right?
And I was like, she has cancer. I mean, what else can it be? She has a lump. I couldn't sleep. I literally couldn't sleep. I was like, what are we gonna do? I mean,
Yeah.
she got cancer. This is just this is the worst thing ever. But it was just like some fat, and it disappeared.
Yeah.
Benign. Yeah.
It wasn't anything.
Yeah.
But she had a lump there. She's like, and I felt it, and I was like, and then my mom is so annoying.
Your mom immediately was like, "Oh yeah."
She goes, "Oh yeah, that's something."
Oh boy.
She's my mom is the freaking worst. She goes, "Oh yeah, you better."
That reminds me. Speaking of the cancer thing, my father had cancer. Thankfully, he survived it. But he had a big lump on his neck, and went to the doctor, and they did all this stuff, and removed it, and then they did a biopsy and everything, and they're like, oh, it's just a benign fatty thing or whatever. And then this probably saved his life. His doctor, I don't remember how it went down, but just on a whim or something, they did a further test. And they realized it was benign, but just coincidentally, right next to it, he did have cancer developing. So it wasn't even the lump, but the lump almost was like a warning sign on his body for. So they were able to catch it fairly early, which is I think the only reason that he survived. It was throat cancer that he had.
Just a lump in his
What
throat.
are the chances?
Yeah. What are the
Is he a
chances?
smoker or something?
He was when he was younger. He was never a smoker when I was alive, but he was a smoker from
Does he
14
think
years
that's
old
how he
until
got
his
it?
mid-30s. I mean, probably throat cancer.
I guess
smoker.
15 years is pretty.
Smoked for 20 years or something like that. So yeah.
Oh fuck! God damn it, that sucks. I mean, I'm glad it's great.
Yeah.
That he got.
In his
lucky,
case, it was
but
good.
Fuck. Where's the cure, man? How long we gotta wait for that cure?
Biden said,
been waiting.
"Let's go, Brandon.
on
What's going
cancer.
on, Biden? War on cancer."
No, he did in the State
You
of the Union.
promised a war on cancer, and we got a war on Ukraine. What the fuck?
We got a war on drugs so the police can bother. How about a war on poverty instead of war on drugs so the police can bother me? Tupac Shakur, anybody? Changes?
You called him. What did you call him the other day?
Tupac Shakur. Originally by Bruce Hornsby. Thank you.
Bruce Hornsby in the rain.
Damn, dropping knowledge.
Okay, Zach. Are you sure? Because I always showed up as Bruce Hornsby.
Look it up.
Okay, I will. Changes. Bruce Hornsby. Oh, yeah, you're right. Fuck me.
I'll still
It's
give
just
it to
the
you.
way it
I'll
is.
still give it to you. I'll still give it to you.
Things will never change. That's just the way it is. Oh, yeah. I got to say, both versions of the song is sick. Shout outs.
All right, what is yours? Let's end this awful segment.
Yeah, I know. It's so depressing.
I said.
The music is I saw people say the music is giving them anxiety. It gives me too.
No, it's good. It's a
Making
vibe.
me anxious.
Let's put on some really cheery music for Ethan's.
Oh, no.
Hit him with something upbeat. All right. So Ethan, what's your greatest fear?
Dying alone. My biggest fear is that Hila and Theodore and Bruce will be driving one day and somehow they'll all die and leave me by myself,
That's scary.
alone on this world,
Yeah. That's the actual answer.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
lost
Yeah.
in a void of nothingness. Everything I had gone in a flash. Who am I? What do I do? What is the meaning of all this?
You become a vigilante.
And my kids being hurt in some way. Theodore, who is now almost 3. Anything happening to him would devastate me.
Yeah.
That'd be really sad, dude.
Yeah, it would fuck. I mean, I don't know how I could go on.
This time was
I don't know how the fuck I would go on. Because let's face it,
Yeah.
he has so much life to live. And he's such a good dude already and so funny.
Absolutely.
The pain of missing out on his life would utterly devastate me.
Incomprehensibly sad.
That is awful.
Fucked up.
It's making
Yeah,
me
it's
sad.
fucking horrible. You know? One of the housewives lost a son to a babysitter who for some reason shook the baby to death.
Oh, terrible.
Awful.
That scares me.
Waiting for someone to clip this out of context.
Yeah.
For Ela,
As soon as that was said, I
for
froze.
Ela to die in birth. I didn't say anything to you because I don't want to scare you. But Ela
You thought
dying
about
during-
that?
Of course.
Oh
Ela
my
dying
God.
during childbirth. And then me, a single father, raising these kids.
Ugh,
I didn't
can't
want
even
to
imagine.
I didn't want to say this earlier, but now that the background sound is better, Lena has a lump in her neck, and we're actually waiting right now to take her to the doctor.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it sucks, baby.
Oh, come on, now that's too far. We're talking about Theodore.
No, that
For
is-
real?
That's
No.
actually
Seriously?
That was
fair.
hypothetical. This is
Man,
actually
I can't
happening.
dance to that.
It's probably nothing.
Kill the music.
All right,
Damn
it's
it,
probably
AB.
nothing.
Wait,
Idiot.
wait. What's wrong with Lena?
No, she's probably fine. She's same thing you were describing.
Same thing that we had.
She just has a little lump.
Yeah. And like
Mom,
freaking-
it was
Enos in
nothing.
the same spot right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
it was-
mom be like, oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Better
Yeah.
start making funeral arrangements.
Yeah.
What is that called? A lipoma? Lipoma?
Sounds
Called
about right.
It's called a Paloma
Paloma.
type of cocktail.
So it's just a little like, is it soft or hard?
I'm sure it's fine. It's soft.
You're not sure. You brought it up.
Sorry about that, Amy.
Tell me about it.
That sucks.
Nothing. I mean,
Soft or hard?
Lena, is it soft or hard?
I
little
think
bit
mine
hard,
was
I guess.
hard.
She said it was hard.
Ela says hers was hard.
Okay.
Wait, so what does your brother say about it, Lena, who's like this hotshot doctor?
She probably hasn't even asked him. Yeah, She hasn't asked.
Why?
Don't wanna ring the bells before it's anything.
Well, she's you guys
It's family. You
you're-
don't want to worry them.
You're getting it taken care of.
I was
And the
having a
doctor.
dance party, bro. Why did
I'm
you
sorry.
do this?
Sorry.
I can't get back to the music.
What do you guys want from AB? You were saying way worse things.
Way to
I mean,
bring
not
it-
worse, but like you were saying
but-
just.
someone
but
defends
now
me on
I'm
this
worried
damn
for
show.
Lena.
Way to bring the mood down, AB.
Nobody's actively trying to kill Bruce, shake Bruce to death.
Okay, but what do you guys want from AB?
I'm just worried about Lena now. Well, I wasn't done. I had more fears.
Okay, let's keep them going.
Yeah, bring the music back up. Well, I hope Lena doesn't have cancer. That sucks. Yeah, so Theodore developing a childhood cancer. Bruce.
Okay, we don't need to go into
developing
detail.
childhood cancer. Ela dying an agonizing death. Me dying an agonizing death. Throw your hands in the air. Hey, get it out now. Okay, let's go. No, but like besides that stuff, my actual like phobia is of huge waves.
Right.
Ocean?
You told me about it. You kind of made me also kind of join the club because
I am terrified of massive waves.
Yeah.
You talking like tsunamis?
No,
Or
well,
not
Just-
okay,
are-
so growing up in SoCal, I used to go to the beach, and it's really choppy in LA and cold. And some days the waves are just huge. And like, if you've never been to a beach like with powerful waves, they're so powerful, and you just have no control. You just get ragdolled. And I used to go to the beach a lot, and I just, when the waves are really big, it's just so fucking scary. And I think I used to get peer pressured into going out there.
oh, that's not good.
I actually, you may be surprised to learn this, but I am a good swimmer. I'm a strong swimmer. And the ocean waves. So anyway, I have reoccurring dreams of a massive, like 100-foot wave hitting the coast and just being there looking at it. And that's like a reoccurring nightmare I have. So giant waves definitely scare the fuck out of me.
I've had dreams like that. I almost died at the ocean because there were waves so gnarly that a boogie board was holding me under, and the tide was just horrific that I couldn't get up and get air. It was awful.
Yeah, I've been through similar situations at the beach, but yeah, it's scary. I mean, I don't go in the water when it's not like really mild. I don't think people